You know how a single pop song can drag you back to a school corridor, a crowded bus, or a heartbreak you thought you'd forgotten? Tonight, we're counting down 15 pop songs we'll never forget. The tracks that didn't just top charts, they tattooed themselves onto our lives. From glitter-soaked disco floors in the 70s to neon MTV in the 80s, CD players in the 90s, and streaming-era anthems that still blow up your playlist today. These are the songs that survived every trend, every algorithm, and every skip button. Some of them soundtracked first kisses. Some of them healed breakups. Some of them made parents complain while we turned the volume up even louder. But all of them have one thing in common. The world has tried to move on, and still can't. Stay with me till number 1, because by the end of this video, you won't just remember these songs. You'll remember exactly where you were when they owned your world.
Friday night and the lights are low.
I still remember the first time I heard Dancing Queen. The speakers weren't even that good, just this old sound system in a crowded hall. But when that piano glided in and the beat dropped, it felt like someone had opened a window and let pure light into the room.
Be that guy. Night is young and the music.
I wasn't on a fancy dance floor in Sweden. I wasn't in some movie scene. I was just standing there, shy, up against the wall like a lot of us do. And then I watched it happen. The quiet girls, the tired aunties, the serious uncles, even the kids who'd been pretending they were too cool to dance.
Where they play the right music, getting in the swing.
All of them started moving. That's the thing about Dancing Queen. You don't just hear it. It gently pushes you onto your feet. ABBA recorded it in the mid-70s when disco and pop were colliding in the best way, but it doesn't feel like a normal disco song.
And the music's high, with a bit of rock music.
It feels like a memory you step into every time it plays. The melody is bright, but a little bittersweet, the way great nights always feel when you know they won't last forever. And if you listen carefully, the lyrics are not just about a random girl. They're about you at your most free. Friday night and the lights are low. That's the moment before the fun really starts. You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. That's the permission we all secretly need sometimes. Over the years, I've seen Dancing Queen show up everywhere. Weddings, birthdays, karaoke bars, tiny house parties with cheap lights and plastic cups. Different countries, different generations. Same reaction. People hear those first notes and their faces change. They remember who they were when dancing still felt simple. It's not just pure joy on vinyl. It's proof that sometimes a pop song understands us better than we understand ourselves.
To make you cry, if I'm not back again this time.
If Dancing Queen is the moment everyone runs to the dance floor, Bohemian Rhapsody is the moment everyone stops what they're doing and sings like their life depends on it. The first time I experienced it properly, it wasn't even live. It was on a scratched CD in a cousin's living room. No visuals, no music video, no fancy surround sound. Just that lonely piano and Freddie Mercury's voice, soft and haunting.
Oh, carry on, there's nothing.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? At first I was confused. Is this a ballad? Why did the opera part suddenly jump out of nowhere? Why is there headbanging now? But that's the magic.
Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go.
Bohemian Rhapsody feels like 3 or 4 songs stitched into one emotional roller coaster. It starts like a confession, turns into a storm in the middle of your brain, then explodes into full rock opera before landing gently back on its feet.
All the time. Goodbye, everybody.
I've watched this song do wild things to a room. I've seen rock guys, pop girls, choir kids, and casual listeners all yell, "Galileo, Galileo," together like some strange global ritual.
Too late.
I've seen people who don't even speak English that well still belt out, "Mama, oh," with their eyes closed, like they're confessing to something they did years ago. And the truth? You don't need to fully understand the lyrics to feel it. You just know this is about guilt, fear, drama, fate, all the heavy stuff. It's somehow wrapped in the most dramatic pop performance you'll ever hear. When I saw the song used again in movies and viral moments, especially that famous car sing-along scene, it clicked. Bohemian Rhapsody is not just music, it's a shared event. Something we all go through together every time it comes on. Opera, rock, ballad, choir, guitar hero moment. It breaks every rule a pop single was supposed to follow. And that's exactly why we'll never forget it. Some songs walk into the room. Billie Jean slides in. The first time I heard that bass line, it felt like someone had just drawn a line on the floor and said, "Everything before this is old, everything after this is new." I didn't even see the famous Motown 25 moonwalk performance first. I just remember hearing the track on TV and feeling like the whole air around me changed. The drum beat is sharp, the bass is hypnotic, the little chick-chick hi-hat feels like footsteps coming closer. And then Michael's voice floats over the top, cool and distant, but you can hear the tension in every word. Billie Jean is a pop song, yes, but it feels like a movie. There's a story, a woman, a rumor, a denied child, a life under pressure. Whether you believe the tale or not, that paranoia is in every sound. You can almost see the neon sidewalk from the music video lighting up under his feet, even if your eyes are closed. The first time I watched that video properly, it was like watching a superhero discover his powers. The hat, the glove, the steps, the way he barely moves, but still commands the whole screen. MTV didn't just show a music video that day, it showed the future of pop performance. And Billie Jean changes a room in a very specific way. You'll see people who were talking suddenly go quiet. Heads start nodding without anyone asking. Even the shy ones start doing tiny shoulder moves, like they're trying not to show they're feeling it. By the time it hits the chorus, "Billie Jean is not my lover," the song has already turned the whole space into its own little universe. For me, it was the first time I understood that pop music could be cool and dark at the same time. Not just fun, not just sad, but something in between, something mysterious. That's why Billie Jean isn't just remembered as a hit. It's remembered as the moment pop stepped onto a glass floor under bright lights and never looked the same again. Like a Prayer didn't just play on TV, it exploded into it. I remember being a kid and hearing grown-ups argue about Madonna like she was a political topic. Too much. Too provocative. She's gone too far this time. Meanwhile, the younger ones were sneaking to watch the video and hear the song whenever they could. That alone told me something powerful was happening. The first time I truly listened, not just heard it in the background, I was hit by how big it sounded. It starts low and moody, then suddenly the choir comes in, and the whole track feels like the roof has been lifted off. Like a Prayer is where pop, gospel, and drama collide. There's this feeling that you're in a church and a nightclub at the same time. The organ, the hand claps, the choir. And Madonna in the middle, singing about desire and devotion as if they're the same thing. As I grew older and revisited the song, I realized how clever it is. The lyrics play with double meanings: spiritual love, romantic love, forbidden love. Depending on your mood or your beliefs, the song can feel holy, scandalous, or both. That's part of why it stuck to so many minds. The video, of course, added fuel to the fire: burning crosses, a black saint-like figure, Madonna in a slip dress, images of injustice and faith all tangled together. For a lot of people, it crossed lines. For others, it was the first time they had seen pop music take on heavy themes with that kind of boldness. But even without the controversy, Like a Prayer would still be unforgettable. When the chorus hits, "When you call my name," it's like a little prayer. It hits something deep inside you. It feels like every secret crush, every late night whisper, every prayer you never said out loud. The melody climbs, the choir answers, and you're suddenly in a stadium of emotions, even if you're alone in your room. For me, Like a Prayer was the moment I understood that pop didn't have to be safe to be loved. It could be messy, risky, complex, and still completely catchy. There are songs you dance to, and then there are songs that feel like they're dancing for you even when you're too tired, too shy, or too heartbroken to move. I Want to Dance with Somebody is one of those. The first time it really hit me, I wasn't even in a good mood. It was one of those days where you feel a bit invisible. Then the DJ put this on, that bright, shiny drum sound, the blast of synths, and then Whitney's voice, clear, powerful, smiling, even when she sings about loneliness. Clock strikes upon the hour. The opening line is so simple, but it sets the scene perfectly. You're getting ready, time is moving, and the night is calling you out of your shell. I've watched this song transform people. Someone standing alone by the wall suddenly starts tapping their foot. A group of friends who were just scrolling on their phones suddenly form a little circle and start singing to each other. An older auntie who doesn't dance anymore suddenly gets up for just one song. That's the Whitney effect. What I love is that under all that joy, the lyrics are actually about a deep need, not just to dance, but to be seen, to be loved, to feel that connection, even for a few minutes on a crowded floor. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I want to dance with somebody who loves me. Whitney's voice makes it feel like a prayer disguised as a party anthem. Over the years, I've heard it at weddings, pride parades, family reunions, even at tribute nights where people sing along with tears in their eyes, celebrating her and remembering their own past self. Every time it plays, it's like the song is reaching out a hand and saying, "Come on, for the next 4 minutes, you don't have to be lonely, just dance." That's why this track is more than just a hit from the 80s. It's a promise that somewhere, in some room, your song is waiting, and so is your moment. The first time I really felt Purple Rain, I wasn't in a club or a bar. I was in a cramped living room, sitting on the floor between old speakers, watching a worn-out copy of the Purple Rain concert performance. The picture quality wasn't great, but it didn't matter, because as soon as that slow guitar intro started, the whole room changed. Prince walked out on that stage like he already knew something we didn't. He wasn't just a singer in that moment. He looked like someone who had carried a lot of pain, a lot of love, and was finally letting it all spill out in front of thousands of strangers. When he started singing, "I Never Meant to Cause You Any Sorrow," I remember feeling like he wasn't just talking to the person in the song. It felt like he was talking to everybody who had ever broken someone's heart without meaning to.
I never meant to cause you any pain.
Everybody who had messed up, then realized too late what they'd lost. The song is slow, but it doesn't drag. It grows. Each verse adds another layer of emotion. The drums are steady, the keyboards float like clouds, and that guitar sounds like a voice that's been holding back tears for years. By the time he reached the guitar solo, it didn't feel like a concert anymore. It felt like church.
Thank you.
You know that moment when the camera shows the crowd and people are crying in the stands, eyes closed, hands in the air? I used to think, why are they crying at a pop concert? Then I watched it properly, and I understood. Purple Rain is a rock ballad with a gospel soul and a pop heart. It's about regret and forgiveness, but it's also about release. It's the sound of finally letting go of someone you love, even though you don't really want to.
See you laughing.
I've heard this song at tribute nights, late-night radio shows, and even at funerals. Every time there's a moment when the room goes quiet. Nobody talks over Purple Rain. People just listen. They remember somebody they hurt or somebody who hurt them. And when the crowd in the recording sings along with that last Purple Rain, you feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself. That's why this song still makes people cry in the nosebleeds decades later. It's not just a performance. It's Prince giving us his heart in front of the world. And somehow, it makes us think about our own. My first memory of Girls Just Want to Have Fun isn't even the full song. It's flashes of color, Cyndi Lauper's bright hair, the crazy clothes, the wild, messy, joyful energy spilling out of an old TV screen. I remember being a kid and seeing that video come on, and it was like the rules of the world had been suspended for 3 minutes. Here was this woman who didn't look or act proper the way some people on TV did. She laughed too loud, made faces, danced in the streets, brought her friends and her mom into the chaos. And the song itself? It sounded like freedom in neon. Girls Just Want to Have Fun looks like a party, but it's really a statement. The lyrics are simple. Girls don't just want to be controlled, judged, or told what to do. They want to live, to laugh, to go out at night, and feel the same joy and wildness boys take for granted. I remember watching the older girls around me when this song played. They weren't just dancing, they were claiming space, singing into hairbrushes, shouting the chorus, rolling their eyes at the idea that they should behave. The track gave them something they didn't always get from the world: permission to be loud, silly, strong, and unapologetically themselves. The genius of Cyndi's performance is that it never feels heavy or preachy. She turns rebellion into a big, fun, messy sleepover. The beat is bouncy, the synths are bright, the chorus is impossible not to shout along to. But behind all the fun, you can feel a deeper message. We're tired of being told we're too much. We just want to live. Over time, the song became more than a hit. It turned into an anthem. At parties, at pride events, at girls' nights, at karaoke bars, it means the same thing. Tonight, we are not shrinking ourselves for anybody. Girls When I hear it now, I don't just hear a cute 80s pop track. I hear years of girls and women, and yes, plenty of guys too, claiming their right to joy. It's 3 minutes of pure, neon-colored freedom we're never letting go of.
Dance floor as the music dies. Something in your
If Girls Just Want to Have Fun is the sound of a wild night out, Careless Whisper is the sound of the late-night phone call afterward, when the lights are low and the regret finally catches up.
door, it's sad goodbye. I'm never gonna dance again.
The very first time that saxophone came through the speakers, I remember everyone in the room going quiet. That riff doesn't just play, it slides into your chest. It feels like walking into a dimly lit room where something went wrong and nobody wants to say it out loud yet.
Should've known better to cheat a friend, waste the chance that I
I saw this song work its magic at a party once. The DJ had been playing fast, loud tracks all night, and everyone was hot and sweaty and wild. Then he dropped Careless Whisper. You could literally feel the energy shift.
the careless whispers of
The dance floor didn't empty. It changed. People moved closer. Some couples who had been avoiding each other all night finally made eye contact. A few people went outside, maybe because the song touched a nerve they weren't ready to face.
good friend to the heart and mind. Ignorance
George Michael's voice on this track sounds like guilt with a microphone. He's not pretending to be the hero. He's admitting he messed up, that he betrayed someone, that he destroyed something fragile and beautiful. When he sings, "I'm never gonna dance again, guilty feet have got no rhythm," you can feel the weight of every bad decision sitting on his shoulders. The production is pure 80s, smooth, soft, atmospheric, but the feeling is timeless. We've all had that moment where the fun stops and the truth shows its face, where the flirting, the secrets, the little lies suddenly don't feel exciting anymore. They feel heavy. For me, Careless Whisper became the soundtrack to those awkward, painful, necessary conversations. The ones where you admit you were wrong, the ones where you stand in a kitchen or a hallway at 2 a.m. trying to fix something that might already be broken. And yet, even with all that sadness, the song is beautiful.
time can never.
The melody is gentle, but unforgettable. The arrangement wraps around you like a slow dance you're not sure you deserve. That's why we never forget it.
Ignorance is kind. There's no comfort in the truth.
Careless Whisper reminds us that even our worst mistakes can sound heartbreakingly beautiful when we finally tell the truth.
While you're in the world.
Your song doesn't scream for your attention. It doesn't explode with drums or big production. It just walks into the room quietly, sits down at the piano, and starts talking to you like a friend.
It may be quite simple, but now that it's done.
I remember the first time I listened to it properly. I'd heard it before, of course, in movies and on the radio, but one day I had headphones on, and I let it play all the way through without distraction. That's when it hit me. This isn't just a love song. It's a shy love song. The lyrics sound like someone who isn't used to saying how they feel, finally trying to put it into words.
But these things I do, you see.
There's no fancy poetry, no overcomplicated lines. Just honest thoughts like, "It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside." It feels like a diary entry or a letter you write and then rewrite before you decide whether to send it.
Of the verses, well, they got me quite cross.
Elton's voice is warm and slightly unsure at first, like he's testing the waters. The piano is gentle, the melody is simple but perfect. There's this beautiful mix of humility and big emotion. He's basically saying,
Quite cross, but the sun's been quite kind.
"I don't have a lot. I don't have a castle or much money. But I can write this song for you, and I hope you don't mind." I've seen this track mean different things to different people. For some, it's the first song they dance to at their wedding. For others, it's the song they play alone when they're in love with someone they're too scared to confess to. Sometimes it feels like a thank you, sometimes like a promise.
While I wrote this song, it's for people like you.
What makes your song unforgettable is that it doesn't pretend love is complicated. It presents love as something simple but huge, something you don't measure in gifts or status, but in the courage it takes to open up your heart.
I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in a word.
When the chorus hits, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. It doesn't feel like a show-off line. It feels like the best sentence this awkward, sincere person could come up with.
Wrote this song, it's for people like you there.
And maybe that's why it lasts. In a world where pop music often tries to be bigger, louder, more shocking, your song survives by being small, honest, and human. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is the simplest. This is your song, and I mean every word.
Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know now.
When Baby One More Time dropped, it didn't feel like just another song on the radio. It felt like a switch being flipped. I remember the first time I saw the music video. Britney in that school hallway, the bell ringing, everyone bored and half asleep.
There you go, and now you're right upside.
Then those 3 piano notes hit, duh, duh, dumb, and suddenly everything changes. Desks move, uniforms become outfits, and the whole corridor turns into a pop universe. It was like watching real life crack open and spill out a music video fantasy. The song itself is catchy in a way that almost feels dangerous. The beat is sharp, the melody is instantly memorable, and that chorus, "Hit me baby one more time," burned itself into everyone's brain. Even if you didn't want to like it, you caught yourself humming it under your breath. For a lot of people, this was the moment teen pop officially took over the late 90s. Before this, chart pop was all over the place.
One more time, I'll bite the reason free.
After this, record labels went full speed into young stars, choreographed videos, and radio-friendly hooks. Britney didn't just release a debut single, she opened the floodgates. I saw how it hit different groups of people.
You want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to.
Teenagers saw themselves in it. School, crushes, heartbreak that felt dramatic and huge. Little kids just loved the beat and the dancing. Adults pretended to be above it, but you'd catch them nodding along when they thought nobody was looking.
One more time.
Underneath the glossy surface, the song is actually about confusion and longing. "My loneliness is killing me" is not a light line. It's a big, dramatic teenage feeling, and that's why it connected so strongly with so many young listeners. It took those intense emotions and wrapped them in perfect pop sugar. And Britney's performance sold it. The attitude, the choreography, the way she looked into the camera like she knew exactly how big this was going to be. Even if she didn't, it felt that way. Looking back now, those 3 piano notes have become a time machine. You hear them, and suddenly you're back in 1999, in a classroom, in a mall, in front of a boxy TV, in a world where everything felt a little simpler, and this song was playing everywhere. Baby One More Time isn't just the start of Britney's career. It's the start of a whole era of pop music. Bold, bright, choreographed, and completely unforgettable.
Say that I want it that way.
There are songs you remember hearing. I Want It That Way is a song you remember feeling. I still remember the first time it came on TV. 5 guys in white, standing at an airport, singing straight into the camera like they were talking directly to whoever was watching at home.
mistakes. Tell me why I never wanted.
I didn't know all their names yet. I didn't understand the story in the lyrics. But that chorus, it hit instantly. Tell me why. You didn't have to be a boy band fan to feel it. The melody was so strong, it just crawled into your head and refused to leave. I remember kids at school humming it in the hallway, even the ones who pretended they listened only to serious music. I remember people mis-singing the lyrics, getting the words wrong, but nobody cared. The song was bigger than the logic of the verses. If you look at it closely, the lyrics don't really make perfect sense, but pop music sometimes doesn't work on logic. It works on emotion. I Want It That Way feels like every teenage heartbreak rolled into one. The feeling that something is breaking, that someone is slipping away, and you don't fully understand why. All you know is that you don't want things to change. You want it that way, even if you can't explain what that way actually is. I saw this song do something special. It united people. Girls screamed when it came on. Boys pretended not to care until someone put the karaoke mic in their hand and suddenly they knew every line. Families in cars would all sing the Tell Me Why parts together, laughing, arguing about who got to sing which harmony. The older I got, the more I realized this track is like a bottled memory of 1999. CD players. Posters on bedroom walls. Slow internet. Music channels running the same videos over and over. And right in the middle of all that, this song floating through everything like background air. Desire you are. Now, when it comes on at parties or throwback nights, something beautiful happens. Grown adults turn into teenagers again. Arms go up, voices crack, nobody is too cool anymore, nobody can fully explain the lyrics. But everyone knows exactly what it feels like. That's why I Want It That Way will never leave our collective playlist. It's boy band nostalgia concentrated into one chorus, and we still can't stop singing it. When Umbrella arrived, it didn't feel like just another hit single. It felt like Rihanna stepping forward and saying, "Okay, now it's my era." I remember the first time I heard it on the radio. The DJ played that opening line from Jay-Z, then the beat dropped, heavy, minimal, with that sharp I drum pattern. And suddenly, it was like the whole sound of pop had shifted. Then Rihanna came in with that low, steady voice. You have my heart, and we'll never be worlds apart. It wasn't a scream or a high note. It was calm, confident, almost relaxed. And that's what made it powerful. She sounded like someone who had already survived the storm and was now offering you a place under her umbrella. The hook, Ella Ella felt strange the first time I heard it, almost too simple. But that's the trick. The more it played, the more it turned from a random sound into a spell. Kids repeated it, adults repeated it. It slipped into jokes, memes, captions, everyday jokes during rainy days. You need an umbrella? Ella Ella? I watched Rihanna shift in people's minds in real time. Before this, she was that talented girl with catchy songs. Ponder Replay, SOS, Unfaithful. But with Umbrella, it felt like she'd leveled up. The hair, the style, the darker, edgier look, she wasn't just a pop singer anymore. She looked like a global superstar in the making. And under all the catchiness, the song carries a strong message: loyalty, protection. Being there for someone when life gets heavy. Now that it's raining more than ever, know that we still have each other. Lines like that hit differently when you're going through stuff. Heartbreak, money problems, family issues, mental storms no one sees. It feels like a friend putting a hand on your shoulder and saying, "I can't fix everything, but I won't leave." Through the years, I've heard Umbrella in clubs, at festivals, on tiny speakers in shops during a storm outside. I've seen people who barely know each other sing that hook together like they'd practiced it. There are songs that give an artist a hit. Umbrella gave Rihanna a legacy. From that point on, we didn't just see her as part of the pop landscape. We knew she owned a piece of it.
You know that I want you, and you know that I need.
Bad Romance didn't just drop, it crashed through the wall. The first time I saw the video, I wasn't ready. White sci-fi pods, sharp choreography, strange fashion, eyes that look straight through the screen. It felt like pop music from the future, beamed into my room before the rest of the world had fully caught up. But even without the visuals, the song itself is like a wild ride through someone's darkest feelings. It starts with that haunting, "Oh, oh, 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 ooh" chant, part nursery rhyme, part nightmare. Then the beat comes in, heavy and mechanical, like a march. Gaga's voice shifts from soft and vulnerable to fierce and almost angry. She's not begging for a perfect romance. She's saying something much more complicated. I want your ugly, I want your disease.
I want your horror, I want your design.
She doesn't want the fairy tale. She wants the whole messy, broken human package. I remember hearing it in a club for the first time. The room lights went red, the intro came in, and everybody started screaming before the first real beat even dropped. When the chorus hit, "I want your love and I want your revenge," it felt like the entire floor was moving as one organism. What makes Bad Romance unforgettable is how it turns pain into a spectacle. It takes obsession, jealousy, toxic love, all the messy parts people are usually ashamed of, and blasts them out over massive synths and pounding drums. This isn't quiet, sad heartbreak. This is heartbreak in a designer dress, on a runway surrounded by flashing lights. In that era, Gaga wasn't just making songs, she was building a world, dramatic, theatrical, strange, but also deeply emotional. Bad Romance is the heart of that world.
Won't you whip out your window, baby? You sit, I want your love.
It's pop music dressed like high art, but it still makes you want to jump, dance, scream, and yell nonsense syllables at the top of your lungs. Over time, it's become a flag for people who've ever felt a little too intense, too emotional, too extra in love. It says, yes, this is messy, but it's real, and we're not pretending otherwise.
Come on! You know that I want you, and you know that I need you.
When I hear Bad Romance now, I'm reminded of how exciting pop felt at that moment. Like anything was possible. Like the radio had briefly turned into a strange, beautiful theater. And we all got front row seats.
I can't help feeling we could have had it all.
The first time I heard Rolling in the Deep, I didn't know anything about Adele's personal life. I didn't know who the song was about. I didn't need to. The opening grabbed me right away. A lonely voice, a simple beat, and that echo of space around her words. It sounded like someone standing in an empty hall, clapping their hands before the whole building shakes. There's a fire starting in my heart. She wasn't whispering. She wasn't begging. She sounded furious and hurt and strong, all at the same time. Most breakup songs go in two directions, sad or bitter.
In my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me at the dark.
Rolling in the Deep is different. It sounds like a march, like you've cried all your tears already, and now you're putting your boots on and walking forward, one heavy step at a time.
Love remind me of us, they keep me thinking.
When the chorus comes crashing in, the drums, the piano, the backing vocals like a small choir, it feels less like a chorus and more like a battle cry. You can almost see the stomp of feet, the slamming of doors, the pictures taken off the wall and thrown away. I remember hearing it everywhere that year, on the radio, in tiny shops, in cars, blasting from phones, in TV talent shows where contestants tried, and mostly failed, to match that power. People who normally didn't care about chart pop were suddenly saying, "That Adele song, that one hits different."
I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. I never
By the time Shake It Off arrived, Taylor Swift had heard it all. Too country, too pop, too emotional, too calculated. Every move she made turned into a headline. Every rumor turned into a new story. You didn't just hear about her music, you heard about her personal life, her dating life, her friends, her enemies.
that's what they don't see. I'm dancing on my own, dancing.
When I watched the Shake It Off video for the first time, it felt like watching someone finally stop trying to please everybody and decide to just have fun. The beat is bright and bouncy, the horns jump, the drums feel like a cheer squad. And then Taylor comes in, not angry, not crying, but almost laughing at the whole thing. The chorus, "'Cause the player's gonna play, 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 play," is simple, but that's the genius.
Hey, 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 baby. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off.
It feels like something you'd say to your friend when they're stressing over people talking behind their back. That's what they do. That's all they know. You can't change them. Just shake it off. I remember how it spread. Kids loved it for the fun, silly dancing and the catchy chorus.
Gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. I never miss.
Teens loved it because it sounded like a survival strategy for high school. Adults secretly loved it because, honestly, work, family, social media, the drama doesn't stop when you grow up. We all have haters in some form.
And that's what they don't see. That's what they don't see.
I've seen this song used all kinds of ways, as a pre-game hype track, as a get-out-of-bed song on bad mornings, as a soundtrack to cleaning your room, as a little personal anthem for anyone who has ever felt picked apart by other people's opinion.
Heartbreaker's gonna break, 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 break. And the faker's gonna fake, 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 fake.
Compared to some of the other songs on this list, Shake It Off is not dramatic or dark. It's not about deep heartbreak or heavy regret. But that's exactly why it deserves the top spot here.
But I keep cruising. Can't stop, won't stop grooving.
They ruled radios, charts, playlists, and parties. But more than that, they ruled moments in our lives. The car rides, the breakups, the glow-ups, the times we decided to care less about what people say and more about what makes us feel alive. The journey doesn't end here, pop lovers. Watch this next.